Hi, my name is Maceo Lewis. Welcome to ML Sports Talk. Hit the subscribe button so you can see more of my posts and commentary about sports. Today I'm going to talk about the WNBA All Star selection. I just noticed that in my emails, so I made my selections. I want to talk about how basically the fan voting works, and as well as some of my picks. But with the fan voting, so I read about this, and I just wanted some clarification on how the fans' votes matter. So don't be surprised if you see the results and some of the top vote getters for the fans, not necessarily the top two, but some popular people might not even make it. Um, so here's how it works. So basically, the fans do control who becomes the captains because the top two popular fan vote getters are the captains. The captains basically are selecting the team. Now, the fans also play a role in selecting starters, but it's also weighed with the coaches voting as well as the media voting. So I believe the fans are 50%, and the other 50% is split between the media and the players, not the coaches, the players. So it's the fans, the players, and the media, and then it's all weighted together. So just because someone's in the top 10 in the fan voting, they might fall below because the players and the media might think some other players are ranked higher. And if a player is tied with another player in their category, there's two different categories: there's guards and there's front court players. So if their players are tied, the fan voting is a tiebreaker for that as well. So that's where it sort of matters. With that, it's a tiebreaker as well as it controls who the captains are. And so basically, what the captains do, they pick first from the remaining starters, who are the top 10 out of this weighted average thing. And then once they finish picking those, then the coaches, they basically select the reserves. And then the two captains pick from the reserves to fill out the rest of the 12 women roster. So that's basically how it works. I'm not too thrilled with this format. I mean, we've seen this in the NBA before too. I'm not familiar with the WNBA All Star game. The only one I saw was last year when it was the USA versus the All Stars, and I was pumped to watch that game. And the All Stars beat the USA heavily, and that was the only loss that team had. They won every single um, um, Olympic game, but they didn't beat the All Stars. There was like drama there. There was the players who didn't get picked for the Olympic team playing against the players who did, and then of course you had the drama whether or not Reese and Clark would be getting along on the same team, and obviously they did. But obviously you can't do that this year because there's no Olympic team, so I don't know how they would replicate that. I know the NBA is trying the internationals versus the U.S., but I'm not sure how many international players there are in the WNBA that would be worth the competition. Because obviously in the NBA, I mean, you have players like Joker, SGA, Giannis. You have a whole bunch of, you know, superstars that are international players that can, at a minimum, give the USA a run for their money, if not win that game. Here, I don't know if you would have the same level of competition. I mean, one thing I thought of is maybe they could have the veterans versus the newcomers or rising stars. I mean, that's the only thing I could really think of that might pique my interest. There might be a problem with in terms of defining what a veteran is and what a rising star is. I mean, obviously a rookie would be one. You could put second year player as well. So that's obviously Caitlin Clark and Reese and Paige Beckers. But then where do you draw the line after that? So I'm not really sure. But um, yeah, so that's one of the problems that I have with it. But let me get into who I picked. So I only voted once. Maybe I'll vote multiple times. There's an opportunity to vote multiple times too. Maybe I will. But right now, for the front court, I have Nafisa Collier because she's obviously a great player. She's leading the league in scoring. Her links are you know I believe they're tied for first right now. Not the Liberty just lost. Asia Wilson, of course, because she's Asia Wilson. Breonna Stewart, all-time great. Jonquel Jones, MVP of the finals. Angel Reese, double-double machine. And I picked De'Erica Hamby, part of it because it's a homer pick for the local Sparks in my area. But also, I mean, she's in the top five in scoring in terms of forwards. And I guess I could have considered Satu Sabali, who looks like she's third in scoring for the forwards, but I haven't really seen her play. So I'm just going to go with the homer pick and pick her. Now for the guards, of course, I got Caitlin Clark. She has to be there. Star power. She's making her MVP case just now by beating the Liberty. Chelsea Gray, she's going to be my all-time favorite now after she gave my wife a couple of autographs for us. And Paige Beckers, she's a star. She's a star in this league. There are many people who went to this game that I went to that were there just for Paige Beckers, including myself. So she's a huge star, so she definitely is worthy of being an all-star. And I'm going to go with Homer Kelsey Plume because she's leading the league in scoring. She's a great addition for the Sparks. And obviously she's the Olympian, so I picked her as well. So anyway, those are my picks. We'll see how the game goes, but I'm not too thrilled about it. I'll give it a shot, obviously. I think the problem with the men's basketball All-Star game is that it doesn't feel like the players are playing hard and they're not giving any effort on defense. So that's been one of the problems with the All-Star format for the men for a while. So I'll check out the women's game and see if it's different. I mean, they're clearly playing hard on the court when I see them on either on TV or live. And so, maybe that might make a difference. I might change my opinion about the format. I just wish there was something else they can think of that would get me more interested and more excited to see this. So anyway, those are my thoughts about the WNBA All-Star format and my picks. So if you want to watch more of my commentary on sports, again, subscribe at ML Sports Talk on YouTube so you can see my future posts. All right, thank you very much, and until next time.